Honorable members, I need to inform you that I have received notice of motion under Article 217, 1B, read with Article 218 and Article 124, Sub-Article 4 of the Constitution of India, along with Section 31B of the Judges Enquiry Act 1968, to constitute a statutory committee for removal of Justice Yashwant Verma, Judge of the High Court of Judicature at Rajasthan, at Allahabad. This has been received by me today. It is signed by more than 50 members of the Council of States, and thus it meets the numerical requirement of signing by members of Parliament for setting in motion a process for removal of a High Court judge. I direct the Secretary General to find out whether a similar motion has been moved in the House of People, the Lok Sabha, and this is being done for the purpose that under the Judges Enquiry Act 1968, the procedure is different if a motion is presented in one house or if the motion is presented on the same day in both the houses. If the motion is presented in the two houses on different dates, then the motion which is presented in the house first, that alone is taken into consideration, and the second motion gets non-jurisdictional. But if the motion is presented in both the houses on the same day, then the provisions are different. If the motion is presented only in one house, then the presiding officer of that house has the competence to consider the motion and either admit or reject it. But if a motion is presented on the same day in both the houses, then the provisions are different. Then the right of the Speaker or the Chairman to admit or reject the motion is not there. Then the motions become property of the House. I would invite your attention in that behalf to Section 3, Subsection 2 of the Judges Enquiry Act 1968. If the motion referred to in subsection 1 is admitted, the Speaker, or as the case may be, Chairman, shall keep the motion pending and constitute as soon as may be for the purpose of making an investigation into the grounds on which the removal of a judge is prayed for, a committee consisting of 3 members of whom one shall be chosen from among the Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court, one shall be chosen from among the Chief Justices of the High Courts, and one shall be a person who is, in the opinion of the Speaker, or as the case may be, Chairman, a distinguished jurist. And before that it is given that if a notice given of a motion for presenting an address to the President praying for removal of a judge signed by in the case of a notice given in the House of People by not less than 100 members of the House, and in the case of a notice given in the Council of States by not less than 50 members of the Council, then the Speaker, or as the case may be, the Chairman may, after consulting such persons, if any, as he thinks fit, and after considering such material or materials, if any, as may be available to him, either admit the motion or refuse to admit the same. But coming to a motion that has been presented in both the houses on the same day, it says, provided that where notice of a motion referred to in subsection 1 are given on the same day in both the houses of Parliament, no committee shall be constituted unless the motion has been admitted in both the houses, and where such motion has been admitted in both houses, the committee shall be constituted jointly by the Speaker and the Chairman. So since the provisions are different, I have directed the Secretary General to update whether such a motion has also been moved in the House of the People. Honorable Law Minister, are you aware? मोशन हैज बीन मूव्ड.
हाँ, मोशन स्पीकर साहब के पास जो है वो सांसदों ने मिलकर के दिया है.
कर दिया. In that case, since the Honorable Law Minister is present here and has so indicated that a similar motion has come to be presented by requisite number of members of Parliament of Lok Sabha, requisite more than 100.
More than 100, 152, I think.
More than 100. To the Honorable Speaker, Lok Sabha, the provisions of provisions of Section 3, subsection 2, proviso will come into effect, and the Secretary General will take necessary steps in this direction. Honorable members, I need to inform you that in December, a motion under Article 124 was submitted for my consideration for removal of a judge of a High Court of Allahabad. That motion was purportedly from 55 members. I examined that and found that one particular member had signed at two places. The result was that the representation, the motion, indicated there are 55 members seeking removal, but actually it was not 55, it was only 54. So obviously an inquiry was conducted to find out from the member who had signed twice, allegedly. The honorable member declined his second signature, and that made the matter a little more serious, because it was required of me then to get to the bottom of the issue and find out whether the representation was meriting consideration. And the process was initiated for verification of signatures and authentication. That process is under progress. I will get an update and come back to the House. I have already indicated to this august House on an earlier occasion that if the requisite number of members who verify their signatures and the number goes above 50 or more, I would proceed and deal with the issue of a signature that has been twice there and not owned by the member in a different manner. Because if a motion carries two signatures of the same member, and the honorable member declines that he has not signed at two places, but he has signed only at one place, the matter becomes serious and culpable. This august House has to set very high standards. If we do not live up to the highest expectations of the people, then we will be putting things under the carpet and not subjecting them to deep investigation. I will discuss with the floor leaders as to what steps this House needs to take with respect of such kinds of transgressions. I must also indicate to this august House that there was an occasion in this House where on seat number 222, a pad of ₹500 notes was found. What is more surprising and deeply concerning is not that a pad of notes was found, but no one has owned it. No one has claimed it. This is quite serious. I had asked the authorities to get into the matter seriously, but it appears now that the matter will have to be dealt with, and that too I will put before the floor leaders for further consideration and guidance. Dr. Sikandar Kumar, concern over increasing drug addiction in youth and its impact.